Hello, everybody. Beth and Lynn. Let me enable chat. If you can, say something in chat. Let me know that you're there. And Beth, if you could remind me of what website is yours, that would be great too. And also, as usual, I apologize for being in the somewhat loud coffee shop. School's about to be out of session for a while, so I'll either be in another location or not such a loud coffee shop. And Beth, when you get a chance, just say hello in chat. You can see Lynn. Hey, hello. Hey, Beth, can you just remind me of which site is yours? I'll make sure that I have it up. Hi, Tim. Bye, Tim. Okay, so Beth, the way that this works is I just take people's questions for an hour, and then we go through, and if nobody has any questions, then I'll volunteer things that I can show you during this hour. You can just be a fly on the wall and listen if you want to. Although there's two other ways that you could participate. One is you can ask questions in chat, and then I'll try to make sure I get to them. And the other is I can actually bring you into this hangout so that we could talk together. And also you could share your screen with me if you're having a particular thing you wanted to show me. So Lynn probably wants to come into the hangout because that's how we're used to operating. But Beth, do you know, how would you like to do it? Oh, and I will say one other thing about coming into the hangout is you have to have a Google ID and you have to have a web camera and a microphone. So typically if you have a laptop, you're okay. You'd have all that stuff. If you have a laptop and a Gmail address, you'd have all that stuff. Otherwise, like I said, you could just ask questions. You could ask them in chat, or you can use the question module. Hey, I'll enable the question and answer module. How about that? All right, Lynn, did you want to come into the Hangout? Oh, and then I also see we have Brandy with us today. Brandy, if you can hear me, can you say hello in chat? I'm gonna have to give my spiel again. All right, Lynn, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you in. Hold on.
Yeah, they'll be okay.
Hi. Brandy, could you remind me what church what website you're with? So that I can have it up. And then Brandy, I'll give you the spiel of the different ways that you can participate again. Okay, Westchester. If you know the address, can you put it in the chat? Otherwise, I'll look it up through our system. Pretty much, you could just be a fly on the wall, and you could just listen for the hour if you want to. If you want to ask questions in chat or using the question and answer module, you can. And there's a third thing that you can do, which is I can bring you into this Hangout. And so just like you see Lynn and Tim there, I could bring you in, and that way you could actually just talk to us. I'm fine with either way, but with the third way, you have to have a Google account, and you have to have a webcam and a microphone. So if you have a laptop and a Gmail address, you'd have everything you need. If you're interested in that, let me know, and I'll bring you into the talk. Okay, Westchester.aboundant.com. And of course, I can't spell Westchester. I'm not even saying it right, am I? It's West. No, it's Westchester. Oh, Westchester UMC. Okay. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this is Westchester UMC Church, and I can tell you're still working at it. So by all means, if you have any questions about what you'd like to do on this site, I can go through and show you how to do it. And then also we'll bring up Lynn's site to see where it's at this week.
Well, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to present it to the church tomorrow night and go live this next week.
Okay. I don't see why they would want to. I mean, of course, there's things that you could improve or add, but it's, you know, I would say it's better than 80% of all church websites at this point already.
I got the pictures to put up here of the inside of the church. I just need to get them up there.
Okay.
I changed a few things here. We're going to start our summer festival, so I put a page up here to put information on. And I put our back to school summer festival down.
Yeah.
Um,
So if you, Lynn, I showed you this once before, but if you decrease the font size of this timer slightly, it won't run into itself. See
okay.
how it's doing that? Yeah.
Oh, over here.
Just like right here.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's doing it here too.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. You might be able to take off the seconds if you wanted to too. I don't know. The seconds are kind of the exciting thing because they're always moving.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe not. And then if there is some way, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 9 things. So you might want to go to 3 rows of 3.
Oh, well, I was worried about running into these down here.
People will just have to scroll a little longer
Oh, okay. It'll just bump them
to
down.
get it. But I think it'll be okay. I think that would look better than having this white space
Okay.
right here.
All right. Yeah, 'cause I really didn't have anything else to put on here. We discussed the picture, the opt-out for the kids and the form using the festival. I'm going to put a form on this page here. The parents can go in and get a form to sign from the church.
Okay. Do you want me to change these columns for you, and then Brandy can see how you would do that?
Yeah.
Would be a good example for her. And then we'll take a look and see what it looks like. So a little disclaimer, I have a lot more options, Brandy, than what you would see or what you would see, Lynn. Mainly because we've hidden a lot of stuff from you guys that we don't think you need. We think it's just clutter. So we've taken it out so that you don't have to worry about it. Okay. So currently, Lynn is using a 4-column layout with the page builder here. And I'll zoom this up so you guys can see it better. And how you change the columns in a section in Divi is by hitting this is the little change the columns icons. They call it change structure. So if you hit that, oh, my mouse double clicked on me. Okay, then you get a choice of how many columns you want. Currently it's in 4 columns with each being 1/4, and we're going to do 3 with each being 1/3. And of course, let me back up. So when I accidentally click that thing, I put all the stuff into 1 column, and that's going to create more work for us. So I'm going to hit the back button twice. To go back to where you were with the 4 columns, and now I'm going to change it to 3 columns. And then I'm going to change, I have a mouse, I have 2 mice in my bag, and one has a really bad double click and the other is fine. So I'm going to change it out real fast so that I don't make any more mistakes. Okay. All right, so 3 columns. So if we're doing this right, each column should have 3 things in it. So let's move your summer festival there. Huh, you have 2 that are labeled countdown timer. I wonder what one is.
One is for Easter and one of them is for the summer festival.
Okay, let's take a look. So I just hit preview changes. So I haven't saved the changes yet. Do you like it like this, or would you rather the countdown timers be next to each other?
No, I kind of like it. That kind of divides them up.
Okay. There's another thing with the countdown timers. They're not quite as tall. as the rest of the icons, and there is a way to fix that. It's kind of an advanced thing, but I could show you, and then
Okay.
maybe you could employ it later. First of all, let me look at the site at its actual size. I'm hitting Control Plus and Control Minus. It's so loud in here. I apologize. It's finals week at Wartburg. I'm at Wartburg College's at their coffee shop. This is where I normally do my work, so it's not like I came here to do this webinar. But because it's finals week, this place is packed. There's all kinds of stuff happening. Okay, so if you hit Control Plus or Control Minus, that will either increase the size of your website or decrease it. If you hit Control 0, it'll take it to 100%. That's typically true for all web browsers. So this is kind of how it looks like. So I have a handy-dandy little extension for my web browser called the Page Roller extension. And that lets me measure the size of things. So I can figure out what this size is. It's 341 pixels by 191 pixels tall. That's the one that we want, the 191. And I think it's actually a little more than that. Let me try this. Let me try to get it exactly. That's the exact. So it's closer to 193 pixels. This is really advanced. So it's just an example of some advanced things you can do. If you don't learn how to do it from this example, don't beat yourself up. It took me a long time to learn how to do this. Okay, so I'm going to go back to edit the page. There might actually be an easier way to do it. There is an easier way to do it. Okay, so I was going to add some custom code, but now that I think of it, there's an easier way to do it. So let me go back and measure again. So what we really need to know is we need to know how big this space is, the difference between the two of them. It's about 72 pixels. And I'm in the advanced settings on the countdown timer module. And by the way, every single module has this. What I'm going to show you, every single module has it. So what we're interested in is the padding. That is the space in between. The padding is like this is the padding. It's the space between the stuff inside an object and its border. And so we want to increase that so that this is the same height as the summer festival. And it was 72, so if we want it to be equal, we would probably want a padding on the top and the bottom of 36. I just did some quick math there. Okay, so let's see if it worked. I'm going to hit preview again. It's pretty close. You guys can see it's the blue one.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like we need to go a couple extra pixels on both the top and the bottom. It's still 2 pixels off, I think. So I'm going to go one more time. And then I'll know it's correct. So 38 pixels on the top and 38 on the bottom. While I'm in here, I'll show you something else that's fun. See this little button that looks like an iPhone? If you click on that, it lets you change how it looks in different devices. And so this 38 pixels on the top and the bottom, that's not going to matter for smartphones because it's all going to be in one column. So if I wanted to, I could remove it here. So now this extra pixels that we're adding, they're only going to work in your desktop, but on your smartphone, it's going to be smaller. And I'll show you how that plays out too. And then while I was here, I said we should probably decrease the font size on the numbers. So it's currently 64. Let's take it to like 58. Okay, let's do one final preview. Oh no. I don't know what I did, but it definitely wasn't. I made it way too big. Let's try 26. I think the size that it was at was a lie. Okay, so 26 is pretty good.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
That's a much easier to read.
Yeah.
And then that thing where, can you guys still see the you probably can't because I'm resizing. Let me change my, yeah, you can't. Okay, hold on. Let me share my entire screen. Okay, so here's the site in kind of the mobile view, and you can see that that padding went away because we selected not to do it there. But it comes back when you're on your full desktop view.
Oh, okay.
So it's pretty smart. I also noticed that the font was too big. So this is really fine tuning. You guys you probably don't need to do this much detail for your website, but know that you have the potential to do it. So, okay, so the numbers on the font size is 26, but that's too big for mobile. So on mobile, I'm going to change it to 18.
Well, and there's a lot of people that use their smartphone.
Yeah, and in fact, more people use their smartphone to view websites than they do their desktops. Okay, so now okay, now I'm going to make it down to stay on my screen. Okay. So it's the blue one.
Yeah, that looks good.
So it's still not small enough, but it's better. It's not overlapping as much as it was.
Yeah.
And this is how you figure out what size you need to make things. I mean, you just use repetition until you figure it out. So
that's kind of what I've been doing with my, when I've been putting my things like in worship committee and different things like that. If I put a background on it, then I just kind of go back and forth trying to, you know, see how big my background needs to be.
okay, I'm going to save this, but Lynn, I'll let you do the other one. That'll be good practice for you.
Okay.
To figure out, see if you can copy all the changes that I just made into the other side. And then if you have problems with it, just let me know.
Okay.
And we'll see. Okay, so the changes are saved. I'm going to view the page. And now you have a much stronger grid because they're in line with the picture.
Yeah, looks good. My next question is, do you think that I've got the pictures of the inside of the church? Do you think I need to take out one of the pictures up here at the top and put just a couple of one view of the church inside and one of the outside, or do you think that I should just put like a couple of views from the inside too?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I would definitely put the one of the inside first or second.
Okay.
And so if you're going to keep the third image, I would have, the inside image come in between. You can't trust that people will look at the images long enough to see all three, and you probably want them to see the inside because that creates a level of comfort with your potential visitor. If they know what the inside of your church looks like, then they'll know what to expect.
Yeah.
That's just like having glass doors. Like, it's kind of the same kind of concept.
Yeah. I put the more pictures in the picture page, and so they went in there. And then I've added the inside of the pictures to my media page there. Well, they're on my where I can go in and get them now and put them on.
Oh, here? Under pictures?
No, it's under the in my
In your media manager.
yeah, in my media manager. Yeah.
Okay. So if we were to look here at media,
Mhm.
in your media library, we'd find them.
Yeah.
Oh, and you have staff pictures, and you have all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. These are the pictures that we took inside
Great.
of the church here.
Okay, let me check and see if anybody else has come up with a question in the meantime. Brandy, would you like me to make some recommendations for your site? Or would you rather be farther along before you get any advice about it? Oh no, I was thinking of Beth. Sorry, I confused the two of you. Oh no, Beth, I haven't looked at your site yet. Let's do that right now. I'm sorry. So, okay, so FPC Brunswick. Aboundant.com. Okay, and let me share again. Okay, so this is Brunswick First Presbyterian's site so far. So you guys are farther along. Yeah, so Len, I'll say this to you. So if you're going to have a third picture, I would consider having one with people on it. There's some evidence that suggests that if you see bright smiling faces, that'll warm people up to your church and make it feel more welcoming, even before they've even visited.
All right.
And also, Lynn, can you mute your microphone when we're not talking? That would also help. So you guys are using the same color scheme, I've noticed. Okay, let's see. I want to just share just that screen. Okay, so Beth. So there's something that I want to show you, something that I noticed right away. So your logo is so small that it kind of loses its cohesiveness. Its quality goes really low, and I want to show you how to fix that. It'll be useful for other people too to see that. So the way you change the most of the main things about how your site looks is through the theme customizer, which is right here. When you're looking at your home page, you just, it's underneath the name of your church. You can hit theme customizer. And then this handy dandy little interface for editing your site live comes up. And your logo is in your header and navigation. And the place you set it is actually here in site logo and title, but the place where you manipulate the logo itself is in the primary menu bar. And so here you have a couple of options. You can increase the logo's max height. So I'm going to take it to 90. That's a little bigger. And then you'll see it kind of gets crunched in the menu bar. So we probably want to make the menu height get bigger as well. And it's not quite displaying quite right in the preview, but I'm pretty sure it will after we save and publish. Okay, so I published this change. So I still don't, so your logo is clear, but you still don't have any border on the bottom of it. I like the way that you put it in the center. I want to make it work, but it needs some fine tuning. Do you have any thoughts? Beth, if you're still around. Let me change it a little more and see if I can get it to look better. I don't think this is fixing anything, but I'm just curious. I want to see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a little bigger and it's a little more readable. But I don't quite like the way that it's pixelated still, and I think that just might be because it's being crunched down a little bit. And then the other thing is it gets too small when you get down to your smaller size menu. I'll show you guys how to fix that too. That's also in the theme customizer. It's the fixed navigation settings. This is a fixed navigation bar. And so the fixed navigation settings are basically just translates to how does this look when you scroll down. And so the fixed menu height goes all the way down to 40. So I'm taking that up to 65. And it's a nice effect that it kind of shrinks and gets out of the way, but it's doing it so much but it's affecting your logo. Now it's not so small that your logo still looks decent. So if you guys like that, you can keep it. If you don't, feel free to play around with it and to make it your own. But slightly better quality for your logo in that situation. Man, I still don't like how it's pixelated. I don't know, Beth, I might play around with this after our session today and see if I can make it look better. And it might be, is it because, yeah, so this is at 100%. Yeah, I think I'm going to play around with that, see if I can make it look better. And try to figure out what the optimal setting for it is for you guys. Yeah, I'd like to see more white space under the logo too, Beth. Oh, Beth. Okay, so Beth, would you like to come into the Hangout so that you can actually talk with us, like Lynn is? The way that you would do that is, first of all, you need a microphone and a webcam. So if you have a laptop, you'd be fine. And then you also need a Google ID, so like a Gmail address, because basically our webinar system works on Google Hangouts. And so I could try to bring you in, and then you could come in and we could just talk, just like a normal conversation. Okay. Okay, so be patient with this process. The first time, it tends to take people a while to go through it, and just follow all the prompts and be patient and let it play out. And if it doesn't work out, just come back into the Hangout and we can try again. Some people have had luck with the second time, or we can just continue doing what we're doing. Okay, so here we go, Beth. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we opened it up.
And while Beth's coming in, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. It's allergy season. I need to blow my nose. I'll be right back, okay? Beth,
Hi.
you made it. All right, great. So while you were getting connected, I looked at all of your questions, and I noticed that you guys need to get your domain
Right.
set up. And did you put a request in for that yesterday?
I did.
Okay, I saw it. I'm not ignoring you. I did
No, it's all right. I figured this was the easiest way for me to get this handled, if that's
Yep.
all right.
Yeah, this is a great. Anytime you have any problems or questions, you can come onto this forum and ask them. And I have to do, if you followed all the steps correctly, have you seen the support document about how to do that?
I did, but the problem is that once I get into GoDaddy, I can't figure out how to do the DNSA thing.
Yeah, the A record.
Right, because I don't know what an A record is.
GoDaddy will do it for you if you ask them.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons I like GoDaddy. And that way you don't have to share your credentials with us. We would do that for you, but GoDaddy, anytime I've asked them to just say, hey, I need an A record on this account, and you don't even have to call them, you could do it through their chat interface if you wanted.
Okay. All right.
And then after you get that part done, then shoot us another email and say,
Okay,
hey, we
right.
got our A record set up. Can you do the other stuff on our side?
And then how long will that take?
So it'll happen right away, but the internet doesn't work that way.
Right.
That record actually has to propagate through thousands of servers. And so in some places it'll happen right away, but in other places it'll take up to 48 hours.
Okay.
By 48 hours, it'll all be set. And there are ways you can force it too, but it'll happen naturally. It's basically it just needs to propagate to all the DNS servers. That's the technical thing, and that's how it works for everybody.
Okay.
One of the reasons why we don't offer domains with our service is because we think that domain service providers do it better. They provide better service. The DNS servers are better than any individual web host can offer. And there's some web hosting services that will trap you by keeping your DNS. They want to host your domain name so that it's harder for you to leave them, and we don't like that. So if we can come up with a better way to do it, we might do it in the future, but right now we keep it separate. And it also takes out transferring a domain. If you think pointing a domain towards a service is hard, transferring a domain adds like 12 more steps. It's really overly complicated.
Well, that's what I just had to do was transfer it.
Yeah,
And
yes.
it's
yes,
it's been 2 weeks trying to get all this done.
Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but
No, that's all right.
it's
okay.
like that for everybody. Like transferring it, there's no easy process for doing it. It's like changing your address for your home. You know, it's kind of like
Lots
how
of
do you
places
get
you have to do
everybody
it.
to agree to that? Okay, yeah. So, did you have another question that you posed?
No, that's the only other thing I would say is this map at the bottom. How can I get the map so that it's exactly the image that I want?
Yeah. Let me show that to you guys. Let me reshare my screen. This is a good question, and it's not necessarily intuitive.
Well, the reason why it's because I messed with it, and this is what I got, and then I quit messing with it
Yeah.
because it wasn't what I wanted before
Yeah.
either. It was too close in, and I don't want it super close in.
So
I wanted to have some context.
Google, you can pass what level of zoom you want to Google Maps, and the way that first of all, I gotta get to your footer page. I'm glad you found that. That wasn't too hard to find, was it?
No, no, I've actually used WordPress before, so
Okay.
I did it through. I think I did the footer through through the theme modulator, whatever.
Okay.
Which may have been part of my problem.
Yeah. So so we do that. We do it slightly different. We've actually changed the way that works because we think the way that we're doing it is easier. We've made the footer into a page
Okay.
so that it works just like all the other pages that you're used to using, and it gives you full access to the Divi page builder.
All right.
Which has nicer features for the footer, we think. So anytime you want to edit the footer, just go into your pages and look for the one called footer.
Okay.
And that's essentially what we're in right now. And so, so first of all, give me your, so this is the point, this is your address, and this is correct?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so I found that however you have it set in here tends to carry through. It sends this zoom level into the page. So do you like this? Is this kind of reasonable?
I want more of Gloucester up a little bit closer in. There's this there's Gloucester, there's Glen Avenue, there's 4th, and then there's the river. and I kind of want that in the center. There we go.
Oh,
Like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah, that's
All right.
perfect.
So that's pretty centered on your. Okay, and then there's one more place. So it says where to center the map.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the place where the zoom matters, and not the other place. You can see both, but I think this is the one that it actually takes
Oh,
off
okay.
of. Okay, so right about here.
Yep, that's good.
Okay. Save and exit, and then we'll preview. So we're going to see two. When you preview, you get to see two footers together. So this is the new one, this one right
Oh,
here.
good.
So it's pretty good. So let me go ahead and save that. And then feel free to go in and tweak it
Okay.
later to your liking. And then we'll visit your site. And there you go.
Good.
Okay, and so since we have two people that are active, I like to switch back and forth. So, and then maybe you guys can learn something from each other. And so, Lynn, do you have a question queued up, or should I ask Beth another if she has another question?
No, you go ahead and ask Beth.
Okay.
I don't have anything right now.
And Beth, you look like you're getting really close to launching. Obviously, you're trying to get your domain changed over, so that's a good.
Right. Right. That's the main thing. You know what? On my screen, and I've refreshed, it is not. The map is not changing.
Okay, so this is a common web hosting problem. So, and it's not just with us. It's kind of a universal thing.
Okay.
So you have it's the issue is caching,
Okay.
and basically how that works is you have essentially two types of cache. You have cache that's stored on the server, and you have cache that's stored on your local computer,
Right.
your personal computer. And so sometimes when you make a change in your website, it doesn't update both of those. It takes a while for that cache to cycle out so that you can see the new thing.
Okay.
So there's a couple tricks you can use. One is you can hold down Shift and then hit F5. F5 is the shortcut for refreshing, but when you hold Shift and you hit F5, then it says refresh without the cache. Reload the site from scratch. By the way, you want caching. Caching is good. That's what speeds up the loading of your site. But it just doesn't change as fast as the changes you make. So try that and see what happens.
Shift F5 is pulling up some sort of a weird dialogue.
Oh, I wonder if it's what browser are you in? It might be
I'm
different.
in Firefox.
Okay, so I'm gonna Google Firefox refresh cache. No. Refresh page without cache. Yeah, that's the one I want. Oh, Control F5 for Firefox.
Okay.
Shift F5 for Chrome. So try that and see if that fixes the problem, and if not, I'll tell you what's causing it.
No.
It didn't fix the problem?
No.
Okay, so it's the server-side cache.
All right.
So,
well, that's all right. I
yeah.
saw what you had done, and that's good. That's good, and I'll mess with it tomorrow.
But just know if you're doing something in the future like that and it's not updating it, then and you can't get your local cache to fix it, then it's the server-side cache that's doing it.
Okay.
And the reason why our web hosting is so fast is because they use lots of server-side cache. It's optimized for WordPress, so that's one of the reasons why WP Engine is so fast. But it's a pain in the butt when you're trying to change something. That's the downside.
All right. I have a question on the activities page.
Okay.
I would love for these photographs to have a little less white space between them and be a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Um, yeah, let me show you how to do that. There are like 3 different ways you can do it. Well, let's see if we can find the best way to do it. Oh, it's in a gallery.
Yes.
Well, let's
Is
see
that
what the
not the best
options.
way to do it?
Not for solving the problem that you have, but
Okay.
let me see. Let's see if there's. There's still a way that it could be fixed, but you'd have to use this custom CSS. You'd have to use code to do it.
Oh, well, let's not do that because
Yeah,
then
okay.
I'm.
So here's what I recommend you do instead.
Mm-hmm.
Switch to this layout,
Right.
and then use image modules. Now,
Okay.
you may find that the image modules aren't the size you want either, but you'll at least have the ability to control that.
Okay.
So with an image module, if you were paying attention earlier when I said in advanced design settings, there's almost always either a custom margin or custom padding or both in the advanced
Mm-hmm.
design settings. The one that will decrease the space between them is the margin here. So you could set all these to 0 or just play around with it and set the ones you think need to be changed to 0.
Okay.
And then there's one other place I'll show you. I think it's here. Okay. Column 1 padding, column 2 padding, column 3 padding, column 4 padding. So this is basically the space that's between each of those columns. You can play around with it there too.
Okay.
And in
How
the
did
end,
you
you
get
might
to
be
the
able to
row
get rid of.
module setting? Is that over here?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ask your question again. I was speaking over you. I'm sorry.
Is it the blue bar you hit to get the row setting?
The green one.
Oh, the green one. Okay.
Oh, to change the rows?
Yeah.
It's on the green one. It's the change structure button. It's right
Okay.
here.
No, I got that. Just change
Yeah.
the settings though is for the whole row. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
And so, yeah, if you use individual images, you'll have the galleries are nice, but you don't have as much control because those are produced by WordPress behind the scenes.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep.
All right. Good.
And I won't save this. I'll let you play around with it and figure out what
Thanks.
to do with it. Um, Good job on your site, though, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
And I guess, like you said, you had WordPress experience before. I love the
Yeah.
font that you chose.
Thanks.
Your headers, I love that and. That ampersand is so nice looking, and it kind of matches your very Presbyterian style, I think. No, good job. You could probably, and if you wanted to add, like on Trinity's site, she has the same color scheme. We added a very subtle background behind this.
Mm-hmm.
This just to kind of give it some interest. You could do something similar on your site in your invitation section here, if you just
Okay.
wanted to make it a little more interesting. And we have a media library that you have access to. I don't know if you found it yet.
I did.
Okay.
And
We're going.
I think. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. I was
No,
just going to say we're about. No, you go first. Go
No,
ahead.
you go.
Okay. We're about to add 100 new background images, textures to it. So a lot of that just kind of basic textures. There'll be a lot more choices, including one very similar to the one that we used on Trinity's site. But there'll be other ones that are kind of like that. So yeah, just so you know, that'll be coming up.
All right, can you show me how we would do that?
Yeah, sure. So okay, so say that this wheat picture is the one that we want to use. So first of all, you have to be logged in. If you are not logged in, you'll get a message here that says you need to be logged in. You won't even see these. And then you have to consider what the use is. So we have the full-size background size is 1920 by 1080 pixels. Full width banner, so that's like your slider on your homepage.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you had a smaller banner somewhere on your site, you'd use this third one. We're adding a fourth size that is 4K ready background, which is twice this size. So since 4K displays are becoming more prevalent, you'll be able to choose a background that's of that resolution. And so the instructions are kind of down here. It says right-click on any image and choose Save Image As. And so let me choose this full-size background since that's what we're talking about. I'm going to choose Save Image As, and I'm going to just save it to my desktop. And then if I go to your site, to your home page, and I go to edit that page, I want to look for the section that we want to have the background, which is this blue section here. It's still loading. Okay, so when it's ready, I hit the settings for that blue section, and then background image is the very first choice. So I would choose upload an image. I'd select files. I would find that file on my desktop. I'd open it. I'd hit set as background. And then there's some other cool features. The one that you might be interested in is this parallax effect, which basically makes the image move at a different speed when you scroll, so it gives your site some depth. So let me save, and we'll preview what this looks like. I purposely chose an image that I think may work. I don't know if they raise wheat around where you live. But
Marsh grass.
yeah. Yep. So see how the parallax happens, and that's behind it?
Mm-hmm.
I won't save that, but I'll let you can play around. And then there are lots of free web images you can get to if you find something that you like. And it doesn't have to be, it can be something that's subtle.
Right.
Hey, Quaid, I'll be done in 4 minutes.
I just wanted to see when you have time after you're done most days.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. I'm teaching graphic design at Woodward College, which is a small Lutheran school. And I'm about to give my first final in the class. So one of my students wanted to see what happens. So we have 4 minutes. Are there any last minute questions? And then I will work on your. I do not like what's happening with your
Logo.
With your logo. I'm going to work on that and see if I can find the optimal setting for it. It might be something about your logo file too. Let me just research it, and I'll see if I can't find the best setting for it. And if I think there's a problem with the image, I might contact you and just say, hey,
All right.
Yeah. Does this contact form go to you, by the way?
It does go to me.
Excellent. Easy way to get a hold of you.
That's right.
I could find your user information in their system, but that's easy. So if I run into problems, I'll just let you know, okay?
Okay.
In the meantime, I'll try to fix it. I'm not sure what's going on there. Lynn, did you have any final questions?
No, I think we answered what I had today.
Did you learn something by listening to the problems that we were solving for Beth?
Yes, I did.
This is how this is supposed to work. Okay. Well, we're excited. We've had people come to this every week, and we're not even really advertising it that much, and people have learned how to make their sites better. And we're excited that we get to do it every week, and it's a support option that nobody else is offering, so we think it's the way to go. I don't know.
This has been great. Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come back as much as you want to, Beth. And Lynn's already come back a dozen times and can come back as much as she wants to as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, guys. Maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll see you sometime in the future. And Beth, I'll deal with your as soon as you get your A record up. Just shoot us off another email, okay?
All right. Great. Thanks.
Bye,
Thanks.
everybody.
Bye.